So first of all, thank you for joining Express Drives and making the time. I know that there are a lot of excited things are happening in Tata Motors. So let's straight away start with the DCA transmission. Now, the dual clutch transmission is something that Tata Motors has consciously made an effort to invest in that technology. Uh, but why is it so? Because it is actually a more expensive technology compared to, let's say, a torque converter. I'm not even talking about AMTs and other, just torque converter. And the other thing is, yeah, in terms of this gearbox, is it an in-house or it's a outsourced one?
So one by one. So this gearbox is an outsourced one. The DCT gearbox as a complete unit comes to us from outside, and assembling it in-house. Yeah. So in terms of technology cost, so you're right in the sense that the torque converter automatics are expensive, but it depends on what kind of torque converter we're speaking about. Yeah. So compared to a 6-speed torque converter, this may not be so expensive. Compared to a 9-speed torque converter, it will be much cheaper actually. So it depends on the technology slice that we are drawing on. But if you speak of a, let's say, 4-speed torque converter, then this is expensive. But then each of these also come with along with their own characteristics in terms of refinement and driving pleasure and how smooth the gears happen. So it's a choice that one has to make.
Also, sir, when we look at your competitors and also in the market trend as such, now the dual clutch transmission is more aimed towards performance. And you already have a turbocharged engine, and I'm sure a lot of people have already asked you this question. So why deprive of your extremely powerful turbocharged engine?
So we took that call actually that firstly in our Altroz range, about 85% of our sales are coming from the normally aspirated engine. So therefore we made the first choice of doing this on the NA engine, because then this can be hopefully be the choice for many more people who have already chosen the NA engine. And with the DCT, they'll of course get the extremely refined drive and smoothness. So then it will be more in line with what this set of customers would like us to do for them.
Okay, right. You are one of the rare companies that also offer a diesel engine. And now we all know that the market is shrinking, especially in the hatchback segment. Do you see that? Does it make any sense in bringing an automatic for that segment as well?
So we are still working on it. Right now, for us, it is making more sense to bring this in the NA engine segment. But we will keep our options open.
Okay. So this dual clutch transmission is not the first in the market, but you offer a lot more newer technology with it, the first segment features. So can you just take us through that and also how it translates into practical driving sense?
Sure. So starting with the architecture itself, we are using a much less number of moving parts. Okay. So this means lesser friction all around, lesser moving parts also mean lesser things to go wrong. So much less the expectation of a breakdown, so to say. Okay, so we have used dual clutch, but then we have separated the placement of the dual clutches in such a way that heat dissipation is good. Okay, then we have done active cooling of the dual clutches. So they are not only wet clutches, but they also have active cooling, which means that as and when there is a need and the clutch gets hot, more oil is pumped in that area so that it carries away the heat. So this is second. So then we have shift by wire. So what it means is that there is no mechanical linkages or cables. So anything that you do on the shifter is transmitted to the gearbox and transmission very fast, and it can act on it very fast. So no time lag there. Then it has got a learning capability, meaning that depending on the environment, depending on the driver, depending on the traffic conditions, it can actually learn what is the requirement and then respond accordingly. So this is also there. And there is the park assist also, auto park assist. So by which, if by mistake a driver steps out of the car before shifting the car into P, then the car will sense that the engine is on, no pedals are active, no seat belt is there, and it will put the car in park. This is an added safety feature so that one does not have the car rolling back or forth unnecessarily. So all these also come along with so many things. Plus, it has a self-cleaning technology, self-healing technology. In the sense, India being so dusty, so it's likely that some dust may enter into the oil, etc. So then, if it should not go and clog the walls, and if the system senses that a wall is getting affected much before it starts getting clogged, so it starts vibrating and dislodges the particles, and then extra oil goes to the area in pulses and carries it all away. So with all these things put together, it is making it that much more high tech.
Right.
And
So,
if someone actually steps out of the car without moving into park mode, it will also prompt saying that please move into park before you leave the car.
so in terms of SUVs, Tata Motors has shown that they are undoubtedly the leader in the various segments of SUVs. But I think it's safe to say that the premium hatchback is somewhat of a holy grail for the company, because we've predominantly seen one company dominate that segment. So, do you see this automatic transmission option that will help you boost the sales further?
Yes, yes. So we see that this technology, and as we are speaking about it, and as more and more people get to know about it, is going to make the DCT quite a popular choice for Indian consumers. And as we have made a beginning in the premium hatch segment, it will definitely grow on people, and with that, our let's say market share will also grow in the segment.
I'm sure you've already done your research, and there must be some numbers showing that the split between a manual and a transmission gearbox. So, can you share any numbers of percentage figures?
Perfect. So in this segment, which is the premium hatch, in the last year or two, we have actually seen automatics grow from something like 22% to something like 37%. Okay. And we feel that this is a trend that will not reverse itself. It will, if anything, it will grow. So automatics are becoming quite popular in India.
Thank you for taking the time out, and wishing you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you.
Pleasure. Thank you.